All right, everybody, welcome to live MMS live on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Coming to you from Talladega, another 50 lap event tonight to kick off the 4th of July weekend. Chris Blanchard, top of the board as we stand. Now to update a couple of things. Right now, top 5 is Dan Blanchard, White, Merrick, Wiggins, and Corbett. That's the top 500. Azale, I'm assuming was my broadcast partner tonight, decided that he wanted to try to get in on the money action. What up, Ryan? How you doing, buddy? So right now, Hunter Azale trades in the microphone for the racing gloves and the steering wheel, and right now sixth quickest Christopher Carter, 8 seconds off the pace. And we got about 4.5 minutes to go here in practice. And 7 drivers posted a lap so far tonight, but there's still plenty more. Kenneth McCullough Jr., Andrews, Nathan Harper. Of course, if you're Nathan Harper, you're looking redemption. After leading the most laps and coming up just a little bit short. From the last time we were live, Michael Wingo in the field, Daniel Falkenham is here, Mark Von Dale, John Ward. Another star-studded field. Gary Caswell's joining us here tonight. Always fun to see Casey. Well, not Casey, but Garrett. I'm thinking of another person. Of course, not the way his race wanted to go. Truck issues the other night when we did the MMS race from Talladega. They really got up there in the top 5 and top 3 for a little while, but really, other than that, just faded back to the back of the field. Caswell looking to become a factor tonight. We'll see if we can't get him here in the booth for a little while. And he is actually not in the chat at the moment. I can get him elsewhere. Garrett Caswell, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, buddy, after what was, some could say, maybe a disappointing night the other night with the truck not being able to suck up to the back of another truck in the draft, have you maybe got that issue figured out, or are you just playing it by ear and see what happens?
Well, to be honest, I just think it's the cars now, because ever since they updated, like yesterday, HGR, I think, I was on the bumper of Mark Pearson, hammered down, and the car just faded back and lost the draft for no reason. So, yeah, no, I don't think it's me, but I think it's just the cars.
Well, how does that affect your driving style going into tonight? How does it determine what moves you make when you make them? How do you overcome an obstacle if it is the car themselves?
Well, definitely a little bit more cautious and aware when it comes to trying to get up front, because in bigger races, normally I have been able to just send the car up in position pretty quick, but I'm probably just going to go into the same strategy, and that's just sit in the back, have them kill each other, because I gained at least 4 positions as long as I don't mess up in pit. So really good on pit road, and just got to have my car in the right position coming out of the line.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll look forward to watching you and see how you can do it tonight. With a minute to go, Garrett Caswell sits sixth quickest in practice. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it does affect the race tonight. As Caswell junks the truck, and that definitely ain't going to help the draft situation at all. Right now, Chris Blatchard, the fastest man in practice with a minute and a half left. That being said, qualifying on deck next. And of course, only one lap. You only get one lap, so if you make one mistake on your qualifying lap, done deal, show's over. You'll start where you start based off the mistake you made, or if you can put down a perfect lap, you might be starting closer to the front. Casey Sprinkle is in the field tonight, another favorite, so looking to be a star-studded field tonight. It's 5 seconds, 2, 1, practice is over. Alright, so while we got 10 minutes here, we'll wait and see who wants to post the first lap. Already got a couple trucks rolling here. We'll see who they are momentarily. Sean Corbett will be the first one. Garrett Caswell. Of course, no stranger to the HGR events. HGR should be returning Sunday night as we end the Memorial Day weekend on a bit of a high note. And Sean Corbett looks to start off the weekend on a high note, looking to get the win tonight. Well, he's got a star-studded field to go through. Again, just talked to him, Garrett Caswell, one of them, the 20 of Christopher Carter. Caswell off the pace. He'll probably restart it from the pits. Sean Wiggins looking to make an impact tonight. Nathan Harper, talked about him earlier. That truck was rocking the last time we were live. Led 13 laps, had a shot at it at the end. Was not able to get it done. So Harper won them, looking for redemption. Hunter Azale was in the booth with me the other night. He said he wants to trade it in for, again, the fire suit, the steering wheel, and try to see what he can do in his first money racing race. Right now, we'll go back to Sean Corbett right now in the middle of 3 and 4. Right now, Harper fastest over the first half of this track here to the drivers who have posted a sector time. Corbett now close to the grass at the line. Sean Corbett will post the time to beat. Right now, Wiggins goes second, Carter third. Nathan Harper top of the board. Great run by the 7 again. One of them looking redemption. Hunter Azale at the line. It's going to slide into 5th. The 6th of Merck slides into 2nd. Here comes the 9 of Chris Blatchard at the line. Good enough for 6th. Caswell, 3rd quickest. Already proven to be one of the favorites tonight. Let's see, a couple other drivers still on the track. Michael Wingo, Had some great runs before. Looks to capitalize on them runs tonight. And Wingo, ninth quickest. At a 54.989. Right now, still several drivers left to make a qualifying attempt. One of them would be Tim White in the 6. Kobe at the line. Well, actually, this is the start of his lap then. So is Tim White. So both of them with 5 minutes to go. Let's take a shot at Nathan Harper's pole time of a 54.794. Of course, Harper's the only one that's really in that 7 range. He's only barely in as we'll look at the best times. Nick Sipple's on just rolling out the pits. He's going to take a shot at it. So is Kenneth McCullough Jr. But at the line, Tim White. Survey says, where will he start? Go 7th quickest. The 6 of Kobe will go 2nd. Not bad qualifying run for neither one. Kobe's one of them looking to rebound after a rough night. The last time we were live with the MMF series. There's 75 and Nick Sipple now. Going to be starting his qualifying run with just under 4.5 minutes to go here. Still a lot of names who have not qualified yet. Melanie Ray just running out. Your winner from the last event here at Talladega that was broadcasted. Looking to go 2 in a row. Casey Sprinkle rolling out. There's anybody that's going to be a threat tonight. Rest assured, driver to 59 will be one down. Kenneth McCullough slides in 3rd quickest. What's up, Jess? How you doing tonight? So McCullough 3rd. We're going to tune back in to Sipple. Fastest in sector 1. Is this a shot at the pole? 54.808. 4th quickest. Not enough. There you see the 1 or the 27. It's going to show up 2 different numbers tonight for the driver looking to go 2 in a row here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Of course, didn't really see a lot out of Ray until the last half of that race. Got through the early cautions, some of the late cautions, and was able to ultimately tie Nathan Harper with 13 laps led, unfortunately. As unfortunately for Harper, he was not able to lead the last one. Ray would go on to win the race. And right now, where's Ray going to put this truck on the board? Through the apron and at the line, survey says 3rd quickest for the driver, looking to go back to back. Casey Sprinkle at the line, just going to catch his top of the board. Casey Sprinkle by 0.03 of a second. 54.791. Can't say I'm surprised though. Chris Mistretta looking to start his qualifying run here. Right now, two drivers looking to post a qualifying time. 89, top of the board. Good gosh almighty. The big names are showing up late in qualifying with just over 1 minute remaining in qualifying. And I'm going to try to pronounce this right. It's going to take me a struggle trying to pronounce Trevor's name, but ultimately a great guy. Was fortunate to interview him the other night. At the line, Chris Mistretta cutting the apron. He will be the last one to potentially put a qualifying run together. 8th quickest, Kenny Reel just rolling out, but unfortunately he is not going to get around to make his one qualifying lap. So pretty much looking at it now, this is the field. Yeah, you know that, Trevor. All right, that being said, I'm doing well, doing well. Happy that I can commentate tonight. Been a very slow week commentary-wise. Well, after a few drivers throwing what I would say quite a few haymakers in qualifying. Oh man, this is already sizing up to be a great race tonight. That's Trevor Ashwin. I'm gonna get this right. That being said, wait for a few dry low. Front two not on here. We're going to go through the starting grid momentarily, but first, based off of how they were going to line up, John Ward did not post a qualifying time. We're going to get a word with him and see what is it going to take to get to the front. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy? Okay, well, he immediately ducked out. We'll see if I can't pull somebody else in here momentarily. I know somebody. Let's see. Christopher Carter, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Thank you, Sean. He usually remembers, and when he sees him coming in the room, he unmutes me immediately.
I'm gonna try this one more time. Christopher Carter, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah.
My buddy's starting kind of deep in the field on this by design, and what's the plan? Just try to get to the front or right in the back for a little while?
Just hang back here, save a little bit of fuel, try to stay out of trouble.
All right, buddy. Anybody want to shout out real fast before we get started here?
Yeah, give a shout out to Kevin during the race. You guys broadcasting it, and everybody just have fun.
All right, buddy. Well, hopefully we can see that beautiful Bass Pro Shop truck in victory lane tonight. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I do not believe he did. Or he may have, actually. Yep, John Ward not showing that he's in the race at the moment. We'll go through the starting grid real fast here. Trevor Ashworth starting on pole tonight. Knox Casey sprinkled down by 0.5 of a second. Sprinkles will start second. Nathan Harper looks for redemption, starting third. The 6th of Kobe will start fourth. Malanique Ray, Kenneth McCullough Jr., Nick Sipple, Chris Mastrada, Jeff Merck, Garrett Caswell, Sean Corbett, and Sean Wiggins. That is the fast 12. As the rest of the field will go on the top of the screen here. Tim White, Christopher Carter, 13-14. Chris Blatcher, Hunter Rozelle, 15-16. Michael Window, Daniel Falkenham looking to go up more than just fifth tonight. Kyler Wynn and Dylan Jones. Kenny Real, Joshua McCullough, and Andrew will round out the field, as I do not count because I'm up here in the booth. That being said, hope everybody's enjoying what should be the start of their 4th of July weekend. Glad you could be spending it here with us. As Trevor and Sprinkle will bring them down to the Green Flag Pace Trucks in. Sit back and enjoy the ride. 50 laps. And it's 2 Toyotas bringing them to the green. Green flag. And we're rolling. Sprinkle trying to put that outside lane early. Casey Sprinkle not wanting to ride around. He'd rather lead the pack and push. Nathan Harper a little bit of a blink. No harm, no foul. Sprinkle now out front, barely, just not clear enough of the 89 of Trevor. Off of 4 again. What lane you pick is going to be great into determining how you work yourself through the field, like Christopher Carter, some of them. Got a lot of work to do. At the line, Casey Sprinkle dropped to the bottom, and Sprinkle will lead the first lap to the race tonight. Kevin McCullough now pushing the 6 of Kobe up the outside lane, trying to get a run. Sprinkle guarding bottom for the moment. Right now, Sprinkle wants to. He could really utilize the lane control. But right now, working lap 2. A little bit of shuffling on back. Malik Ray down to the bottom. Hurt that outside lane a little bit. Kobe out front for the moment. He's going to be him and McCullough both able to drop down to the bottom. Outside lane really starting to struggle unless you get in the run. But the more trucks get cleared, the more they drop, the less likely it's going to be for that outside lane to get back up to the front. Right now, Chris Mistrada, as I was about to say, Mistrada trying to put an outside lane. Here comes Sprinkle. Kobe with a great block. Bit of a late block, though. It was a great block, nonetheless. Already going 3 wide, deeper in the field. About 10th or 11th. Caswell up there in the middle. Drivers already starting to make moves now. Those that's deeper in the pack, knowing that they need to get up there now. Kenneth McCullough trying to lead a lap. Not able to get clear of the 6 of Kobe quite yet. To the inside lane, he's clear now. If he drops it, right now, if I'm McCullough, I'll stay wherever Sprinkle's at. For somebody that does not like to really push more to lead, Casey Sprinkle can push drivers to the lead and pretty much clear them. Oh, a little bit of contact. The 6 and the 8 almost together. Keep it straight. Sean Corbett had to check up just a little bit. Right now, top 3 clear for the moment, side by side for a 4th. Kenneth McCullough leading now. Working lap 4, 47 to go. This time a little bit of 3 wide action, trying to make that 3rd lane work. Nobody's really wanting to go in there and take it for the moment. Well, some of these drivers know that 3rd lane is going to be incredibly hard to pull. You see Kyler Wynn. They're actually going to go 4 wide back there. Mistrada stuck in a very high lane, slips back, was in the top 5, now about 12 to 13. Meanwhile, McCullough now at the line will lead his second lap of the race. Here comes the outside lane with Kyler Wynn. Of course, the 11 and the 06 pushing at the moment. Andrew started this race in the 23rd position. Right now, he should be the biggest mover of the race. Drivers starting to come from the back. Drivers who are at the front starting to slip back. some want to lead, some want to ride, some just want to make it to the end. But right now it's 3x3x3 for the lead, and if this already started out this intense, then it's going to be an even bigger. It's going to be an even bigger fight. It's going to be a race right here. It's probably going to be a war nutrition as well. We'll see. A couple drivers. I think some are really trying to go forth. I think drivers know that early in this event, it's really like track position now early in this race is really going to matter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Heath. There is a couple of American schemes. And right now, Casey Sprinkle trying to be one to put it back out front. Sprinkle, surprisingly, being up at the front, has not officially led a lap so far tonight. Yeah, well, Sprinkle's got outside lane, but the one thing he's got to worry about is McCullough's probably going to want to play the lane control, keep the track position, keep the lead as much as he can. Not allowing the 59 to get up there, but right now here, oh, McCullough gets turned! Front of the lead, lock it down. Caution is out, but what a save by the 03. What a save. And able to keep it from a lot of heads up driving for some drivers, able to keep from plowing into him, but a great job by McCullough locking the brakes down. We'll go back and look and see what happened. Feel like a bad push from a trioval. We'll see. Actually, it's not. So the 89 of Trevor getting, well, that was a pretty square. Okay, so the first tap was fine. That second tap to the left rear, of course, unlike the next gens, and even, well, sometimes the next gens can be a little finicky, but cars like the next gens, you can push hard and it really does not matter. But on these trucks and a lot of other cars, you got to be so precise on where you bump somebody, because that is really the end result. And honestly, a wreck like that, or an incident like that, wasn't a wreck, it was a hell of a save. But an incident like that normally results in an even bigger wreck. Then there's a push to travel, another push right there. First shot actually does get McCullough sideways, but that second shot to the left rear really, and man, what a head up. A lot of heads up driving. And it'll just go to show as the night goes on how would these pushes really affect trucks. Well, we just saw how it affects some of them. Under our first caution on lap 8. And drivers are going to be bringing it in. This is early pit stops, maybe trying to stretch the fuel window a little bit further than what you want to. You know, the more caution we get, the more opportunities for drivers to come in and get fuel, the less likely of a green flag pit stop we will see. Right now it's going to be interesting. I wonder who's going to take tires, who would take fuel. Sprinkle overshoots the pit box. You saw him had to back up. That could cost the 59 some time. A lot of drivers already rolling. The 89 not rolling. Something amiss. Something amiss with the Trevor. Well, he's taking tires, I believe. Interesting call, but Casey Sprinkle will lose one spot off the pit road after having to back up. And out of 6, we'll take over the lead for the moment. And Trevor Aswanoff from first. They're still sitting on pit road. Potentially a speeding penalty. Well, Kenneth McCullough is also in. So is Mastrada, Azell. Several drivers still in. There's McCullough's going. Possibly a speeding penalty. We saw it the other night with Shane Harr sitting on pit road for an excess amount of time. Went ahead and served a speeding penalty. Going to be interesting to see how Trevor can recover, because he will be starting tail end of the field. Right now, four drivers tied for the biggest mover since the race after this pit stop. Well, actually, no, tied for second. Joey Allen up 11. Daniel Falkenham, Kyler Wren, Mark Vondale. There was one more, I thought. Had to get confirmation on that one. Nah, it was Kenny Real. So, Falkenham, Kyler Wren, Mark Vondale, and Kenny Real. Both up 10 spots. The second biggest mover off of these pit stops. Sean Corbett up 6. Right now, Corbett runs in the 5th spot. Well, that being said, 40 will be 40 to go when they take the green. But that was intense, but maybe it got these drivers to maybe slow the roll a little bit. Not force the 3-wide action, or this was just a calling card on what's probably to come tonight. It's going to be interesting to see. Well, for a lot of drivers, the 89 black flag, probably an EOL for the bad push. Regardless, anyway, no matter why the black flag's out, the 89 was going to restart in the back of the field anyway. So a lot of work for the pole sitter tonight. That being said, never too early. I like to throw this little vote out or something to get the comment section buzzing. Never too early to predict the race winner tonight. And you can comment your pick or your favorite driver in the comment section. And let these drivers know who's rooting for them and who their favorite driver is. But for right now, still a lot of racing to go. We're going to see if we can get a little bit of a longer green flag run here. But Kobe and Ray will bring them down to the green flag. 2 Chevrolets this time instead of 2 Toyotas, bringing them to the start here in the United Reynolds restart zone, and we're rolling again. Bit of a checkup, nothing major. Well, I say that. Everybody seems to be getting through all right. Meanwhile, back up front, Ray trying to lead his first laps of the race tonight. Getting pushed by Jet Murrick, Nathan Harper, Daniel Falkenham, Kenny Real, just to name a few. Cashwell in that outside lane. A great run down the back straightaway for Ray and Murrick. Right here, this is where the Achilles heel to the outside lane. Give up just a little bit on entry. Ray fortunate enough to stay clear, just to drop down to the bottom just enough. But again, the strong suit for the outside lane to run off the top. Right now, Jeff, does he want to drop down? He cannot now. Ray back to the inside, out the line, drag race. Give it to Ray. 89 back in the pits. What was a rough night for the 89 has just gone to worse as they drive through penalty more than likely for what it looks like. But now if you're Trevor, you're going to need a lot. You're going to need another caution at least. Right now, side by side for the lead. There's the 6 of Kobe now trying to retake the lead back. Casey Sprinkle, second car to the inside lane, still needing and wanting to lead a lap tonight. Sean Corbett, another one that wants to lead. Nathan Harper wants to avenge the other night with a win. Goodman now immediately drops down to the bottom, wants to cover that lane. Of course, if you can get clear, you know, you can control both lanes. I'm looking to run, the outside lane gets down the back straightaway. Enough to clear 3 wide, starting to brew. Yeah, but right now, that third lane, it's going to be tough for a lot of drivers unless they can do it. Unless they can do it flawlessly or have enough cars, it's going to be hard for that third lane to really do anything, especially with just 2 trucks. Naked 3, Sprinkle jumps up. And you know Casey isn't wanting to ride around no more. I ain't never seen somebody who wants to lead a race more than anybody else. Well, right now, a lot of drivers are kind of stuck where they're at. Gridlock, nowhere to go, can't really make a run. It's kind of why you see 3 wide. Drivers get tired of riding around, being stuck in one position. Meanwhile, the 60 of Jeff Murphy trying to make that middle lane work. You see Ray a little bit below the yellow line, blends back in, keeps it straight. Nathan Harper trying to push that 60 out. Well, right now you can push. Eventually, you're going to start seeing people fade to the bottom, wanting to try to stretch the field, run as long as they can, or put themselves in position for a green flag pit stop. They see the 60 drops to the bottom. That's going to lead Harper to lead that outside lane with Daniel Falcon and Kenny Real. Jay Sprinkle dropped back to the middle lane, saw the outside lane wasn't doing nothing. Right now, hard to call a favorite at the moment. Down the back straightaway, 3x3, Kenny Real jumps up to that outside lane, trying to make something happen. Kenny Real out front, great run by that third lane, able to cover the middle, able to drop all the way to the bottom floor. A little sideways, both trucks, 75 and 11 at the line. Nick Sipple will steal it from Kenny Real. Sipple leads his first laps of the race tonight. But notice how it hurt the 82 of Kyler. Nobody to go where you see Joey Allen jumped up there way in the back, but by then, it's too late to really do anything. You're going to see a lot of drivers, they're going to jump out, not because they're trying to make a move, but because these trucks, they overheat pretty quickly. But what some drivers have told me over the past few races, they tend to overheat pretty fast. So some jump up in that third lane, just try to cool the truck off and hope they can get back down in time. Right now, 35 to go. Right now, some of the favorites drop to the back for the moment. Kev McCullough running 22nd. Just to name a few. The 89 of Trevor now. If there's not a caution within the next probably lap or 2, he will be lapped. The 06 of Andrew Santo is back out. Well, 13 laps down, he lost the traffic at some point. But right now, 22 cars. That's what you see in this lead pack at the moment. The way some guys try to shuffle around, I think some are favoring track position whenever it does go to the green flag pit stop, but it also matters who can go the longest. As the 60 back got turned. Great save. Jeff came down on the 11 of Real. Here comes Daniel Falkenham, 4 wide as the lap car to the 89. Jeff McCauley, you see him right before, just out of camera frame, trying to make something happen. The 03's coming. Bringing Hunter Rozelle with him. See Sipple now trying to defend all 3 lanes, not able to do it, stuck in the middle. Real getting pushed by the 6 of Kobe, who has led 5 laps tonight, most out of any driver right now. Drivers racing like it's 3 to go. We got 33 left and a green flag pit stop, potentially 2. Right now, It's hard to say where the safe part is. Probably back there where Joseph Allen is, riding back there in the 22nd position. But still 3x3. Mastretta blinking a little bit in the mid-pack. About the fourth truck in the middle lane. Man, this is amazing. They can go 3 wide like this and keep it straight, going on probably the fourth lap now. Not unprecedented, but this is one of the only leagues you'll find drivers able to really do this for a long period of time. But one has the thing where we get the green flag pit stops, 4 wide even. McCullough leaves the 82 out to dry. Now I think with green flag pit stops starting to happen, we're going to see. Oh, McCullough about turns the 8. What a save by Chris Mastretta. Another Bullock Dodge. A lot of these drivers playing with 9 lives at the moment. I can name a couple who's probably used up 1 or 2 lives tonight. Not Joshua, but Jeff McCullough, one of them. Right now, I kind of seem to settle the storm back to 2x2 racing for the moment. Working 30 to go. Right now, as Nick Sipple leads his 5th lap, he'll tie 6 of Kobe for the most laps at the moment. Here comes Nathan Harper on the outside. A little bit of an aggressive side draft from the 11, no harm, no foul. Sprinkle pushing the 7. Buckingham behind him, outside lanes coming. Nathan Harper has not led a lap officially tonight. Hard to believe it, but Casey Sprinkle hasn't neither, and Kenny Reel's been at the front for the last 6-7 laps, and Reel has not officially led a lap neither. Just shows how great the lane choices are. What you pick? Sprinkle jumps up 3rd lane. I have to imagine that 59 started to run hot. He's going to fall deep into the back of the field. Hunter Rozelle takes him 3 wide. Top 3 single file. Here comes Harper and Falkenham back up in the middle, but right now, majority of the drivers migrated to the bottom, perhaps by design or perhaps just circumstances. Nah, I don't see it as circumstances, not with as many drivers on the bottom. You see Sprinkle will fall back in line. As you look now at the pit stint length, we're working about 13 laps here, so at some point, probably within the next, give or take, potentially 5 laps, 5 to 8. That's just a rough estimate. Now we're going to see drivers in. You see Kenny Reel up 19 spots. So we just ran our first 8 laps. Green flag. We're just going further out now. So yeah, potentially green flag pit stops coming up in a few laps. We're going to see Azell has jumped up to that middle lane. You see that Busch Light truck. The 60 of Jeff jumps up there now. Perhaps some drivers thinking, well, maybe I could go a lap more. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to ride in this outside lane, still save fuel, but try to get track position out of it as well. See, actually, as I say that, a few drivers in. A few? Try several. Man, most of the front runners. Sean Corbett, you see. McCoy, you see. Sipple. Carter. Well, Glenn back up here. Well, we saw Falkenham do this the other night. He was one of 3 trucks who waited till the majority of the field pitted with an extra lap. Try to keep away from what could be wrecks coming into the pits when a lot of drivers pit on pit road. It's going to be interesting if they go another one because there's about 10 or 12 trucks here. No, they do not. Everybody else will be in this time. Some spinning, sliding. No black flags at the moment somehow. He saw the 6 flat spot his. I believe Nathan Harper was another one that flat spotted his tires. We'll see how that kind of hurt the trucks right now. Hunter Azell slow on the front straightaway. Not sure what the issue is, if he's out of gas or what has happened to the 19. This could be a caution. Azell slow and stopped on the... Hard to say if they're going to throw a caution for that. Right now, while we see what happens to the 19 of Azell. Buckingham still retaining the lead right now, but whenever they blend back up, they're going to have a Starling pack coming behind them. See, there's Nipple, Corbett, just to name a few. Buckingham and Harper out front. Both have led a lap now officially. Top 3 actually have led a lap. Third Kobe in the mix just moved up to 4th. Led 5 laps tonight. So the top 4 have now officially led at least 1 lap or more. And here we go. They're going to start getting formed back up here. And we're going to have another pack ready to go with 26 laps to go. 25 at the line. You see, Sipple, a little bit of an egregious move. Is going to put Harper 3 wide right now. Malik Ray. Malik Ray. Up front for the moment, Kobe. Here comes Sprinkle trying to get a push from Harper. Kobe jumps out the block. Sprinkle says no thank you. Sprinkle back down to the bottom, trying to push the one away. Oh, they're trying this time, I reckon. Caution is out. Half rated, half saved it. To the 60. There's Merritt. A lot of damage to that 60 truck. That was a fast repair needed, and for a beautiful patriotic truck, I hate to see it tore up like that. But we know the 8. We know this starts with the 8 or somewhere. Somehow the 8 got turned. We're going to fast forward all the way back and look at it. So let's see what happens here. Getting a push by the 60. And there's contact there, but that's a bit. And then, as aggressive as it is, it looks like maybe netcode a possibility in this. As fast as it goes around, hard to say how race control is going to determine it. That's just my opinion. Fortunately, takes out a fast truck in the 60. But meanwhile, we'll be interested to see if drivers come in and pit. Most of them 3 to 4 laps since pitting. Is anybody going to try to squeeze with some more fuel in? Well, I'll be damned, everybody's going to try to. 89's going. 89, Trevor's going to get his lap back. Several drivers on pit road busted. Christopher Carter, well, they all got cleared. So Tim White, black flag. Carter had a black flag. Kenny Real, Dylan Jones. And right now to race off of pit road, give it to Ray only by about a few inches. fast. Hard to say really, but if the 60 is back out on the track, yeah, on my scoreboard here, it has used a fast repair. Says one. I'm sure it's only one. But that truck, if we did not have fast repairs, I don't think that truck would be able to continue. If he did, he'd be sitting there for 15, 20 minutes. Game or in real time, so I don't know, it's just interesting to see. Chase Mistretta back on track, trying to get caught up here. We'll be getting the one to go this time. The lead, the 06 will be taking the wave around as well. So top 5 as they run: Ray, Sprinkle, Sipple, Corbett, and Wynn. That is the top 5. We're going to keep switching around here, so we're going to try to get this as accurate. But Garrett Caswell, Christopher Carter, Daniel Falkenham, Keith McCullough Jr. trying to work himself back up after a slide earlier in the race. Been trying to play catch up ever since. Has worked himself back up into the top 10. With 22 to go. The way the race started and the way that the race has been going 3 wide early, either it's just going to be aggressive to the end, or the more we tick down, the more pushes are going to be shoved, and 3 wide could become very treacherous. Hell, might even see 4 wide while we're at it. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be fun to watch. Thank you to all 16 viewers taking your time tonight on a 4th of July weekend to spend time here watching some of the best restrictor plate racers and money racers iRacing has to offer. Duke it out. Big thanks to Keith McCullough putting this on, as all other promoters in their other leagues. That is covered here live on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Chevrolet, Toyota. We're bringing them to the green flag. 21 to go. Don't change the dial. Don't go anywhere. Because it's only going to get better from here. We're rolling. And so far, an even jump from both lanes. See Caswell and North Corbett able to really get going. Simple take advantage of that. Caswell's going to follow into behind him, and Casey Sprinkle going to drop at least maybe 1 or 2 spots. How about Kyler Wynn? Has not led a lap tonight. Right now, Nick Sipple has led 7 most of the drivers tonight. Down the back straightaway. Wynn now clear for a moment. He's going to drop. Needs to hurry up and do it now. I don't think he is no more. As you see on the inside, Ray's coming back, getting a great push by the 59. Well, of course, and a lot of hungry drivers, several big names up front already. Ray, Sprinkle, Sipple, Corbett, Caswell, Falkenham. And several other drivers working themselves up. Everybody still a contender right now. All the trucks, but Hunter Azell on the lead lap. 23 drivers still have a chance to win this race with 20 to go. See, Ray went up to cover the top lane. Sprinkle now trying to pull that bottom lane down the back straightaway. Ray still has lane control. Gonna give it up here, side by side down the back straightaway. Well, of course, the outside lane. Well, this time they don't really give it up as much for the moment. Well, now they do. It's only just going to build into a bigger run off of 4 here. Watch the 82, see how big a run he gets if Ray does not come up the block, as 27 a little bit loose off of the corner, keeps it straight. How about you see Kobe and Jeff up there top lane trying to make something happen. Tim White going to win them. Out the line, Ray leads his 8th lap. Trevor Aswell 49.189, fastest lap of the race. Chase Estrada has lost the draft. So right now, 9 is wanting with 19 to go. Well, 3x3 again. He could be the safest truck right now out of the draft. In case they wreck here, a lot of trucks squirrely mid-pack. Kenny Real trying to work himself back up. First truck in that 3rd lane. Right now, that 3rd lane, if anything's going to happen, they need to get organized, but it looks like sun's bailing out. Kobe, Randy 11 up high just a little bit, enough to get clear. Man, what a race so far. Been an awesome one, been intense, only a couple cautions, no harm, no foul. Everybody's still in it. You gotta think at the 19, if there's a quick caution here in this next 1 or 2 laps, the 19 can take that wave around, then you're gonna have 24 drivers right back in the hunt instead of 23. 18 to go. Sprinkle still has not led a lap tonight officially. That could change at the line. Casey Sprinkle for the first time tonight will lead a lap officially. Here comes the 6 of Kirby. McKinney Real, Nathan Harper trying to come back up. How about the 89? Of course, Trevor got a black flag earlier, had to do a drive-through penalty, went 1 lap down, took the wave around. Right now in contention with 17 to go. Of course, so now, as we say that, you know, the 89 did not take it. He took the wave around, did not pit. So, if I'm not mistaken, we'll actually try to get the data here real fast. So he did actually end up pitting here with some of these drivers. So right now, if you're the 89, it's kind of worked out. Yes, you're now dropped right back to 15th, 3rd lane, not really rolling here, but at least you're not a lap down. There's not a lap down anymore. You ain't got to pretty much ride now. You're up in the fight again as Ray jumps up to the middle lane. That's going to lead the bottom for Sprinkle again to try to bring that bottom lane back into this. There, Sprinkle side by side with the 27 getting pushed by Corbett. A little bit of contact mid-pack between Tim White and another truck. Hard to see. Sprinkle now up to cover the middle lane. Sean Corbett going to look, try to get there for the moment. He is not. And at the line, if Sprinkle wanted to drop down, he could. Corbett now about to occupy that space. I think Casey knows that the middle line is where the run's going to be at. Well, as I say that, he drops back down to the bottom. Right now, the 6 and the 11 is trying to make something happen still. Michael Wingo fades up to the top, brings right back down to the middle. 15 to go, and it's only just going to get better from here. But right now, if you're Sprinkle and Ray, you're in the best spot you can be in. Well, I say that, and Keith McCullough about got turned from the lead, wound up being a great save. But if it happens this late in the race, I mean, it's going to be hard to really pull any track position this late into the run. You can salvage maybe a 10th spot, but it's going to take a lot of work getting back up to the front. 14 to go right now. Kyler occupies the middle lane. That 82's been up there at the front most of the night. Still has not officially led a lap yet. One of several. Sean Corbett's been at the front all night, around no less than the top 10, but he has not led a lap officially. Any Real as well, one of them. Christopher Carter working himself back up. The Bass Pro Shop number white truck on the bottom lane. Third truck is having a quiet night. Has worked himself up into a potential paying position here as we still stay 3 by 3. And Michael Wingo made the choice. He jumps up there with the 11 of Real and a 6 of Kobe. Gonna see what they can do. 3 trucks fighting off 2 bottom lanes. Well, 2 lanes below them, I should say. Well, not for long. Kobe said, forget this third lane. I'm going back to the middle. The middle is where it's at, but here comes Ren back on the bottom. And Casey Sprinkle and Ray both went from leading this race to now running 2nd and 4th. But right now, if Ray wants it, he can take it. Sprinkle not quite clear at the moment. 12 to go. Kyler Wren finally leaves the lap officially at the line. Yeah, but look at how the 6 of Kobe dropping down to the middle lane, the outside lane, really not able to build a run like they want to. They're going to need at least 3 trucks up there to make something happen. With 12 to go, it's coming. So we say that. We look at this pit stint length here. They were able to go 16 laps the last time. 12 to go. Potentially one more pit stop. We'll say potentially because with these drivers, you never know if it's a strategy call or if it's I actually need to pit. A lot of strategy goes into plate racing here, and right now, if you're any of the top 10 or some of them drivers just now making their way into the top 10, you're playing the right strategy here. Biggest movers of the race this past update. Your leader, the 82 of Wren, up 18 spots from where he started this race. Kenny Real up 16. Falkenham up 12. Bart Vondale up 10. Drivers who have, again, the nature of this racing, drivers who start in the back, they will tend to ride or at least stay right around the front or mid-pack until it's go time. Apparently go time is now. How about Real? Him and Wingo both trying to still make that third lane work. Not able to do it yet at the line. Give it to the 6. But not by much. Side by side. 10 to go. The intensity's already starting to go through the top. They're about to lap the 8 of Chase Nostrada, who does not get out of the way. I am so surprised about that. But the 8 will go 1 lap down, put 3 trucks. There's several trucks still on the bottom. Oh, this is going to be hairy. Contact a little bit. They're keeping it straight. I'm surprised by the 8 not. I mean, I'm sure he was hoping Wanda would push him and he was not going to lap down. But the run that they had on him, I'm very surprised that he did not go below the apron. But no harm, no foul. We keep it straight, 9 to go. And right now, it's still anybody's race. I mean, I can throw a vote in. I probably will. I'm saying that the 27 array will go back to back here. That's my pick. Anybody else who has a pick can throw it in the comments section if they want. But there's still a lot of heavy hitters. Right now, here it is with 9 to go. Majority field. Oh, they're wrecking! Oh, they're still wrecking. Coming on to the pits. 82 gets turned. Caswell through the grass. Carter through the grass. We saw the 06 get turned. What in the name of Mike? Well, we said it. Green flag pit stops would be treacherous tonight. We got through one. Did not get through the second one here. Go up and see what happens here. I know the 06 got turned. We're just going to set this up down to coming off of 4 here. The 06 maybe got to the back of the 19. Man, the 89 of Trevor cannot catch a break tonight. Simple through the grass. He's able to keep it straight. Hell of a save. Pause here, see if we can't ride. See if we can't ride on board the nose cam here. Pushing. Never got off of him and almost had it cleared. But then he's going to spin. I think a lot of drivers are seeing wreck coming. Some trying to get out the way, some not. Let's see what happens here because we saw the 82 get loose. So you see drivers already took their pit stops. This probably will not hurt them a lot. But let's watch the 82 here. See where I think he just locks the rear brakes up. Well, again, that's what they expect. A big fat you see fucking him and Harper. And several drivers. I mean, everybody's seeing a wreck coming. Some want to get me off of pit road. Get me through this wreck. Some lock up the rear brakes. And it's all part of that spin with the 06. In the night fit them as Ray and Sprinkle will come at the leader. Falkenham and them drops back to 9th. Nathan Harper in 8th. There's 2 of drivers who stayed out under the pit stops, and this is probably the reason why you saw them the other night stay out 1 lap longer. It's the risk you take to pit with the big pack. Sure, you're going to be with the pack that's going to be generating the most run down the back straightaway, really around the whole track as trucks exit. But you take that risk of an incident like that happening on pit road. That's just my opinion. Oh boy, well, it was inedible. 7 to go, probably gonna be 6 win the tail line. It's gonna be a 5-lap shootout, providing we do not get an overtime. Of course, that's just providing as well. That was mistaken, actually. Well, I'm not sure what's going on up here. So when it resets, okay, so actually, it does not work out in the one's favor, nor none of the drivers who came on the pit road. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, officially, Nathan Harper out front. Has only led 2 laps tonight. A completely different race from how the other night went. Where him, Daniel Falkenham, starting 2nd, Dylan Jones, Nick Sipple. About the 89, just involved in that incident, but he has worked himself using the pits and all that to his advantage. He has worked himself up back into the 5th spot. Trevor Aswornoff starting on pole, but it was been a wild up and down race for him. A bad bump to the back of the 03 resulted in the 89 getting a drive-through penalty. Lost a lap, got it back on a wave around, just got involved in this most recent caution. Able to work the strategy game to his advantage. All over this caution has somehow found his way into a 5th to 6th place spot. Well, this is it. I mean, all bets are off. Going to be 5 to go. Forget where you want to be pushed. Forget how you want to be pushed. This is where drivers going to start taking and no more giving. several drivers who were at the front. Cars came out by time. Ray, Sprinkle, Corbett, White, Wingo, Allen, Kobe. All them drivers mired deep in the field outside the top 10. As Harper and Falkenham will bring us down. Ford Chevy out front. We're rolling. A bit of a wonky start deep in the pack, but we're rolling. About an even start, about the best you can ask for. Now what Falkenham wants is Jones to really push him into turn one. They really want to size up this outside run, utilize it the best they can because they do not have all the trucks in their favor. That outside lane. About Garrett Caswell, fourth truck in line. A quiet night for the driver to 17, but still in it. Kenneth McCullough, another one dimming up and down night. You see Falkenham able to clear Harper. Daniel down to the bottom. He wants to utilize that lane control the best. One of the best to run restrictor plate here. Many of you probably know Falkenham from Moon Car in our Night in America. Right now, one of the best to ever do this sim racing series. And right now, we're leading his third lap, but he is going to have a lot of challengers from all directions. Well, Joe's trying to get out there. Trevor's trying to push him. That's Falkenham back out in the middle. Hard to say if that was by choice or by a push to the back bumper. And meanwhile, down the back straightaway, Harper side by side, getting pushed by Sipple and Murray and McCullough. 4 to go. Going to be 3 when they get back to the line. Right now it's getting good. This is where you take the ratchet straps and ratchet the TV down. This is about to get even more intense than what's been all race. Harper up to block Falkenham. Here comes Sipple to the bottoms. Led 7 laps tonight to drive to 75. Trying to make it 8 at the line. Give it to Harper. 3 to go. Harper back down to the bottom. Harper's doing everything he can. He's trying to keep that middle lane or the outside lane right now from getting to run down the back straightaway. I will be surprised if he's able to defend it here. Down the back straightaway. Falkenham right now out front, barely for the moment, not quite clear of Harper, and that's all Harper wants. Yeah, I mean, well, that's not what he wanted. Falkenham back down to the bottom. Drive, Daniel, drive 4 wide. Oh, Corbin gets turned! Saved it! No, he didn't. Sean Corbin around. Welcome to overtime on a 4th of July that's about to start in about another maybe give or take 40 minutes. And it is not how Corbett wants to start off this weekend. No, it is not. We'll go ahead and go back and look at it real quick. Definitely not what a lot of drivers wanted to see, but we're going to know. We know Corbett gets turned right here as he's around White. A little bit of a netco from the 6, kind of forces them 4 wide. Tim White really know where he can go. The 06 finally finishes Corbett off. I believe Corbett would have had it saved if he did not get bumped by the 06 here. Look out one more time in slow motion. Slow motion, 4 wide. Not much you can do. Sprinkle's trying to get back up to the front. White's already there. Michael Wingo, he's going to get a piece of it. He actually does. And if the 06 is not there, I believe Corbett had it straight. Unfortunately, he will go around. And Lord have mercy. Let's see if we can get an onboard shot here with. Let's see. Let's actually go on board with Wingo here from the roll bar. So you see Wingo, he's just laying back here. He probably does not want nothing to do with what's about to happen. He senses the wreck coming. There's the net code for there to turn and, right in his lap. Phew. Get on board, Ashley. Let's look at Mark Mendel's cam for this. Right on board a nose cam here. Really nowhere to go. See the truck spinning, go low, 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 low. Finally makes it. A lot of heads up driving by several drivers. So, 1 of 3 overtimes. Sean Corbett, you got a copy, buddy?
Nope, I do not.
Oh, well, my bad, then.
I am. I'm sorry, man. You called me at the wrong time. Frustrated, bro. Frustrated. But what's going on, buddy?
I just wanted to ask. I mean, it looks like minimal damage, but is the 45 able to get back up there and compete for a potential
Hey, you know what?
finish?
If I was, they wouldn't let me, bro. If I got to the front, they would make sure that I didn't get past, I don't know, 6th or 7th place. That's just the way it's going to go for the 45. People don't know if they hit me or they got net code or, you know, they don't know. So, yeah, they're not going to let me up there, buddy. Not tonight. Maybe next time, though.
All right, but we'll drop you back down. Best of luck to you. See how this race plays out.
All right, buddy.
Yes,
Good
sir.
talking to you, man.
Yes, sir. Very animated Sean Corbett. Rightfully so, was up at the front the majority of the night. That last caution really mired him back in the field, and it's just it's racing a lot of times, but you can tell it's been a rough stretch for the 45. It's been up there in numerous races. I had a chance to win several, and it's all gone awry. Not just in this, but HGR as well, and Dega Pros, MMS. It's been a rough stretch for the 45. Well, that being said, last time an MMS race was live here, Daniel Fuckingham finished 5th. Nathan Harper 2nd, I believe. So this is a chance for both of these drivers to rewrite what could have been a couple nights ago and get the win, but you can't forget Nick Sipple. He's been up there all night tonight. Garrett Caswell, I believe he's a sleeper, waiting for something to happen, as if Keith McCullough Jr. This race is far from over, even if it is overtime. The rule is you get 3 attempts. If we get to the 3rd attempt, whatever happens, happens. You know, the race will be done. To set the stage, Daniel Fuckingham in 1st, Nathan Harper 2nd, Nick Sipple 3rd, Jeff Murrick, Dylan Jones rounds out the top 5. Vernier, Caswell, Trevor, Carter, McCullough, Kenny Reel. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 viewers, I can promise you, you're about to get one of the best shows you've ever seen. Fuckingham and Harper brings them down. Attempt number 1 in overtime. A great jump by the 88. About the best you can ask for. Outside lane, not organized at all, but here comes the run nonetheless. Caswell off the 11 of Jones. That's kind of going to hurt him. Caswell mentioned the other night it was hard for his truck to suck up to the back of another truck. Is that going to play a dividend? Kenny Reel jumps up 3rd lane. Nobody goes winning for the moment. Now Ray goes up. Side by side, Harper with a slight lead, but Fuckingham not giving it up. Right now, both drivers saying pushed me to both the trucks behind them. Jones and Sipple outside and inside, second trucks on the lane. How about Ray now coming Ray to the third lane, trying to make something happen late. 1 lap to go. Daniel fucking Ham trying to make something happen. Here comes Harper back to the outside lane. Not able to get in the run yet. Sipple now clear. Buckingham up the block. Here comes the 60th Merc. Well, I guess right now you're defending every line you can. You're hoping that Sipple does not get clear of you going down the back straightaway. Right now, Buckingham making sure that does not happen. Get the photo finish cameras. If they do not wreck it, this is going to be one for the record books, I feel like. Off of turn 4 this time, side by side, Sipple, Buckingham. Here comes Jones. Here comes Joe with a great one. Here comes Caswell as well, 4 wide. At the line. They're wrecking. Daniel Buckingham, maybe, will hang on to win it. Burrick second, Sipple third. Astronaut fourth. Harper rounds out the top 5. As they are wrecking big behind them. Wind goes, night runs out. They're still wrecking. Daniel Buckingham played the strategy perfect. Lord have mercy. What a run. We'll wait for Daniel to get up here. Be able to get dragged up here. What a run. What a race. Intensity off the chart from the get-go. That being said, we're going to go and say the interview room's open. Right now, we'll wait here. Official word right now, Buckingham is your winner. Waiting to pull him up. Ah, man, what a run. Hell of a race. Buckingham led 9 laps tonight. Was able to get it done. So while we wait, let's see who to pull up. Who can I pull up real quick? Daniel Buckingham, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, fellas. How we doing?
Oh, we're doing great, buddy. Hell of a drive tonight. An awesome drive, really. Played the strategy right. Did you feel like when they wrecked coming to pit road, did you feel like that kind of gave you an even better chance to potentially win, or what did you feel like really set you up to get the win tonight?
Yeah, that caution on the pit sucker right there was definitely the turning point for us because myself, Nathan, and Jeff, all the guys I was working with there, we had enough fuel that we could do one more lap, but you run that risk of if you're on the track and then the caution comes out and they're on pit road, then you lose all your track position. But thankfully, they all wrecked, and then the caution came out before those guys got to pit lane, so they couldn't pit. But some of them that did pit, they ended up getting EOLs, end of line penalties there for the next restart. So that allowed us to jump. That allowed us to come get our fuel on their caution. That allowed us to jump the whole field, and then from there we were able to control it the rest of the way. So sometimes you need some good luck to come your way in these races, but thankfully it fell on us tonight, and we got the W along with Merck, Nathan, and Blanchard all getting in the money spots too, because those are the boys I was working with tonight. So good night for the boys.
And I'm glad you mentioned that pit strategy. I took notes from the other night and saw that you and Harper and about 2 or 3 others, y'all wouldn't pit with that big pack. Is that you would wait the lap before when it was a bit smaller? Is that by design? Is that really the plan to avoid an incident like that?
Yeah, it's something I like to do. I always like to try to run longer on fuel. For one, if there's a chance we can take less amount of fuel, we'll do that to save time on pit road. And two, pitting with a big group of cars cause for chaos because, like you saw, there can be wrecks coming to pit road when you get a bunch of guys trying to pit right there. But also you on the other end, you do run the risk of getting trapped with a caution, being stuck on the racetrack, and you're not able to pit where everyone else has, so you automatically lose all your track positions. So you do run that risk, but I love doing it. 9 times out of 10, it usually works. So that's what I like to do, to try to take less fuel in the pit stop. And also, I think it might just shave time with all of us by ourselves that are trying to push. I mean, it's not a big group of cars if there's only a few of us, but if we can have a great in lap with all of us together, and then we get out in front of that whole group, then I think it's worthwhile. So, like I said, you play the risk, but thankfully, it was in our favor tonight.
Well, buddy, real fast, I know you ready to go celebrate the 4th of July and all that. So, real fast, is there any friends, sponsors, family, anybody you feel like shouting out tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you for putting on the broadcast. Definitely looking forward to going and checking this one out. Y'all have been doing a pretty good job with the McCullough races, so appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate Kenny for putting on the races. Shout out to everyone who comes out of races each and every week. Or each and every night, I should say. Big thanks, like I mentioned, to Merck, Nathan, and Blanchard there. They were big helps there at the end, especially Jeff giving me the shove I needed to clear up and get that win. Glad for him to come in second, and also for Blanchard and Nathan getting in the money too. So shout out to them boys, and shout out to everyone watching, and hope you all have a great 4th of July this weekend.
All right, buddy. Congratulations again, Daniel Fuckingham, your winner tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, man.
With that being said, we'll get second place Jeff Murrick in here. Jeff Murrick, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, Mr. Jenkins. What's up?
Well, buddy, Daniel credited you that push. He said it was that push that got him out there to the win. Really, from your perspective, was there anything you felt like you could have done different, maybe, or were you pretty much just committed to the back and Daniel to the end?
No, I was pretty much committed to my teammate Daniel. He helps me out a lot as far as giving me pointers and stuff on what I can and can't do. I told him coming off of 4, both oil and water was blinking red. And I says, well, we either both going to finish in the money or this thing's going to blow up, and neither one of us is going to finish in the money. So. But luckily, I got him clear. He moved up, and it felt like right before he moved up, the truck was starting to lose power. It was starting to stop making power. You could feel it kind of start to lug.
You hear
And
the
right,
engine logging.
almost the same instance, he moved up, engine came back to life, and I finished P2.
Yes, sir. But I mean, it was a great run all night, very consistent. Earlier with that wreck, if I recall right, there was some netco between the 8. Did you feel like at that point, fast repair used obviously, but did you feel like at that point you kind of had to start playing it safer and not really trying to work yourself back up to the front? What was the mindset after that first caution with the 8?
I mean, I think with these guys, with the talent that's in here, if you get into the mindset of you're going to play it safe, you're going to finish in the back. You have to be aggressive with these guys because they're going to be aggressive with you. If you're not, then like I said, it's going to be real hard for you to work your way back up there to get in a position to where you get to the green, white, checkered, that you can race for the race win. And that's kind of the mindset I've taken lately of just, help teammates if you can help them, but worry about yourself first. But I was in a position where I had to help the teammate. I had to push. I was buried on the bottom, second line. And I think I was third line on that restart because it was Falk, Sipple, and I was third on the bottom. And all three of us we seemed like we were hooking up really good. We're just pushing each other really hard. I got Sipple clear middle. He moved up in front of the middle line. I came up to Daniel's bumper. And I think that's when we got to him was like, okay, we're just going to go. If it blows, it blows. And lucky over to NBG builds good motors, and it stayed together.
Yes, sir, buddy. And first and foremost, first time interviewing. First off, nice to meet you. Finally.
Oh yeah, you as well.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
been a standout. Unfortunately, the last couple of races did not work out. But what I like to do, I understand people's got bosses and sponsors, friends, family, God Himself watching. So at this time, I like to give the drivers the floor to shout out anybody they want to shout out, whether it's one person or all of the above. So the floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, first and foremost, I got to shout out to my loving wife inside, Dawn. She's always watching me race on YouTube. Babe, I love you. Thanks for letting me do this. This is my hobby. You probably let me do it a lot more than I should. Secondly, my buddy Baker, he's over serving our country right now on deployment. Always wishing him a safe and healthy return back home so we can get to doing what we love again, which is racing online and going to the Daytona race and meeting up. 760 Graphics for designing this NBG Motorsports, Catch Fence Motorsports combo truck. Well, NBG we are a subsidiary of NBG. Catch Fence Motorsports is, so all my teammates over at NBG, all my teammates over at Catch Fence Motorsports, and you guys up in the booth, and Kenny for putting this race on. I think that's everybody.
All right, buddy. Congratulations on a second. A good payout tonight. Jeff Merritt will come home second tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yes, sir. That being said, we'll get third place in, and I believe Casey Sprinkle's waiting for an interview, so we'll get Nick Sipple in first. Nick Sipple, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, buddy, first off, nice meeting you for the first time I think I've interviewed you. It was a great run for you tonight. Unfortunately, 2 spots short. Can you take me through the race and what was the intensity like straight from the get-go? Because it seemed like nobody really was holding back.
Well, with these cars and how the temperatures were on the track, it's super hard to pass and super hard to make any moves. So it was a track position game all night. Whether we were pitting under yellow or pitting under green or just in racing, you wanted to keep as much track position as possible. So that was my goal, and it worked out. And just on that last lap, made the right move to the top, but then everyone behind, except for Harper, went to the third, and it just kind of killed the middle. But yeah, still happy with the P3.
Well, buddy, and I'm glad you bring up temperatures. Part of 3-wide action, of course, we saw 3-wide right from the get-go. You just alluded to the temperatures. Do you feel like that's why some drivers were making 3-wide early, maybe not intentionally trying to make a third line to get to the front, but maybe some were just wanting to drop back or get the temperatures back down? Do you feel like that was a factor in a lot of 3-wide action all throughout the night?
Yeah, I think there was more grip in the track, and then again, that track position thing, everyone was trying to get as much track position as possible.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on third. I do like to do one thing. First off, again, nice to meet you. Happy to do your first interview with you. What I like to do is I understand people's got friends, family, sponsors, etc., everybody watching. So at this time, if you got any sponsors you want to shout out or anybody in general, the floor is yours, buddy.
I just want to thank MMS, Kenny McCullough for putting on, and you for broadcasting. Thank you.
All right, buddy, not a problem. Nick Sipple comes home third tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That being said, Casey Sprinkle did jump out of the weight room, so I'm assuming he has declined an interview at this time. That being said, we're going to pull up the results. Daniel Falkenham able to get the job done after finishing fifth the other night. Jeff Merrick second. Nick Sipple third. After an up and down night, Trevor Aswornoth finally will come home in fourth. Probably the biggest relief for him. Nathan Harper fifth. Chris Blatchard in sixth. The sixth of Kobe will have to come home seventh after, if I'm not mistaken, leading left 5 laps tonight. So a great run by driver to 6, Sean Wiggins in 8th. Casey Sprinkle 9th after one of many that was affected by that caution coming to pit road. We'll have to settle for 9th. The 06 of Andrew had a long night himself, losing the draft multiple times, is able to salvage a sixth. Malik Ray, this 2-in-a-row deal comes up short. Led to most laps of 13 tonight, but will have to settle for 11th. Kenny Real 12th, Tim White 13th, Joey Allen 14th. You heard the frustration in the voice of Sean Corbett. Unfortunately, tonight was not in the cards. He'll have to come home in the 15th spot. Mark Vondale 16th, Dylan Jones in 17th. Kyler Wren rounds out the 18th spot. On down through the remaining of the grid. Hunter Azell, a tough night for the 19. Christopher Carter, one that got involved in that wreck on the last lap. Kenneth McCullough Jr., up and down night. A great save earlier, but does not escape the wreck coming through the tri-oval. Will finish 22nd. Garrett Caswell, 23rd. Chase Mastrada will round out the 24 cars, as McCullough, myself, and Ward did not start this race tonight. With that being said, appreciate it, Heath, for saying it was a great broadcast. It means a lot to me. And I will say this. I'll thank Kenneth McCullough for putting this on and asking me to broadcast tonight, because this was a great way to kick off the 4th of July weekend. Hope everybody enjoys theirs, the fireworks, the hot dogs, the hamburgers. Let's see. Well, who's asking? Who? What's your name? I'll pull you in real quick. I can go around. Oh, wait to see who Mr. RF is, and I'll pull him in for a quick interview. I ain't going to deny somebody who's want one, but we'll figure him out momentarily. But it was a great night, all in all. A lot of intensity, which is to be expected with these cars. Oh, Casey. Casey, why didn't you just say you want to be interviewed?
Well, I was, but I was reviewing that wreck, one of them wrecks.
Well, buddy, I'll have to remember that from here on out. That shoe, really up and down night. Not more ups than downs. We're at the front. The majority of this race led 2 laps, but ultimately, do you feel like the wreck on the straightaway is what set you up to finish back there in the 9th spot?
Man, I don't know. Coming into I was having a great run all race, and then coming into the pits, that's when everything got screwed up, because obviously the caution came out, and I wasn't thinking turn right. I noticed the caution, and by the time I had time to even think about turning right to go out of the pits, I went to the pits and got the black flag for the EOL, because you do that if you pit under yellow. Well, the pits were closed, so I got an EOL, and then I went back in the back and just could never work my way back up. I ended up getting 9th. I worked my way up to the middle and everything, and then I was pushing Kenny down the front straightaway through the middle. We were gonna have a big run. I think Kenny might even had a shot at getting 6th there, and then net code between him and Blanchard took us all out. Really, I saved it, but I wasn't gonna finish in the money anyways. But I had a ton of fun running up front all night.
Yeah, buddy, it was great to see. Of course, I've said on a number of broadcasts that you're not one to really ride around in the back. For say you'd rather lead the pack and get up to the front. A couple of drivers alluded saying that, the temps will start getting hot down. I know these trucks easily overheat. Does that kind of go into your mentality of wanting to lead? So not only just to get to the front and stay there with the track position, but try to keep the truck cool.
Yeah, definitely. But track position is the main reason, and then as long as I'm in the top 5, I'm happy, really. But obviously, want to lead. It's mainly track position, to not get stuck like in the back, and then what was I gonna say? Not getting hot also, and I think I would have had a good shot at the end, but obviously that EOL really screwed me. I probably was, like I told Seipel I was probably gonna be up where near where he was on the restart if I did stay out like he did, but I don't even know if I made it. I would have made it back around, but yeah.
Well, Casey, buddy, a tough night. Obviously, it was really a stacked field. Some of the best drivers that this league and other leagues has to offer. But you know how I roll. You know the next question that's coming up. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
My teammates Mark Varndale, Kenny McCullough, Josh couldn't make it. He was just a little bit didn't get home in time. Kenny for putting on the race also. You for broadcasting, and let's see, Malik at the end there. He was me and him were working together or trying to our best of our abilities. But we kind of everyone just was really stacked up in the back. Yeah, that's it though. Really, thank you for broadcasting. Hopefully it's a good one. I'm gonna go watch it later tonight.
I hope it is. I've got a couple of people saying that it was a good one. But for right now, Casey, not the way you want to end the night, but Casey Sprinkle will have to settle for night spot tonight. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Never can deny it. Never want to deny somebody in an interview. With that being said, though, I believe this will be the closing out time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight, taking time out the taking time out the 4th of July weekend to spend your Thursday night with us. Hope everybody has a great 4th of July. We will see you Saturday for the Inspired ARCA series at Atlanta that got rescheduled. And then, as planned, HGR Sunday night. Until then, who knows, might run a race tomorrow night. We'll see. But until that time, everybody, God bless. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. We will see you Saturday, if not tomorrow.